everyone. This week we are going to be drawing figures and we're going to focus on the shape of the figure, its posture and its weight bearing, and we're going to try and do that with just simple mark making with a flat brush, and I've got watercolours, and then I'm going to draw in the features with pencil. So I've got a flat brush, I've got my watercolours, I've got my water, I've got a pencil that I'm going to lay down my initial lines, and then I've got a dark pencil that I'm just going to draw in the features. Okay, so I've got a couple that I've done previously, and this is one that I'm going to draw in the features in a little while I wait for paint to dry over here. Okay, so this is a kind of like really simple way of drawing quite complex figures and not thinking about the outside line. Okay, so whenever I'm using watercolours, I always sort of like check my flow. So, excuse me. So before I do any drawing, I'm just going to look at the shape. Okay, so I'm working from the shoulder. You can't see what I'm working from, but I'm working from the shoulder, and I just want to get the shape. So shape, shoulder to the chest, and then down to the pelvis. So going past the waist. So it's kind of like, really, you can't see very much at the moment. If you need to do lots of strokes to get that shape, that's fine. If you can just do it in a few, but I'm just thinking about the main angles, what I need to do to come down and get all the features in there. Okay, and then I'm going to, from there, I can see where the head is positioned. So I've got the neck going up and out, and I've got the face going from there. And then I can link those up, and I can just reinforce the shoulder. So I can then go from the shoulder down to the bottom of the top of the arm, and then across, and then the hand. So I'm just kind of like, it's great with the flat brush because you can just kind of like twist and use the edge of the brush as well. And then from there, I can get, half close my eyes, and I just focus on the shape and get the angle of the leg, and I'll go to the knee, and then I'll go out. So this person is wearing trousers and a little bit thicker. Okay, and then I can just see what shape is going here, and I've got a bag that they're resting the hand on, knee, down, and then I can just do very loosely the angle of the foot. Okay. So I'm going to let that dry. So you can see that I kind of like went, and I've got a bag here actually, so I'll do that. So I can add any details I want to on this, because, and I will understand what's happening there, because I will have laid down the marks and laid down the shape. So you know, you can always sort of like give yourself a bit more information. There's a little bit of shadow there, t-shirt going on here, but we tend to kind of like, if we just go in with fine lines, on just like a little bit of a nod for the nose there, then we get caught up in those lines and we forget what the overall shape is. So I can put a little bit of shadow, and I just keep it loose and quite free. Okay, so I did this character earlier, so I'm just going to see if I can find her again. Where's she gone? My little references. There she is. Okay, so I'm actually going to go straight in with a pencil. I don't have to stick to the outside of these lines. I'm going to start from the top, but they are a guideline. I'll put the ear there, and I can add as much or as little detail as I like. But it just sort of like takes the pressure off, excuse me, and the fear of kind of like drawing figures and overcomplicating them. So I've got the angle of the back coming down here. So it's always just a guideline. And you could take, be as much neater than I'm being. Right, another foot. So you can see I'm slightly going off my original mark, but that's okay. And I've got the stick here. Okay, and I can go in and, this is a sketch, just loosely sketch in the shadows. And if I wanted to, with some other ink, I've got some white ink, I could kind of like add extra features there and pick out lighter elements. Or, of course, I could go in with more paints. Okay, so I'm just going to do this other character that I just blocked in. Check that she's dry. She's not 100% dry. Let's go with it anyway. So I'm going to start from the head. I've got the angle there. This is more kind of like an illustrative style I'm sort of like taking. So I could have made a mark that where the say where the ear was. It's just great having these sort of like guidelines. Just a little bit, kind of like a little bit still wet. And always looking where things are in relation to each other. So where does the bag end in relation to the arm? Where do things then fit together? So I can add little sort of like little details at the end of the trousers, little flurry there. I will do some a little board of figures so you could work from those in the class. Okay. And then you can sort of like, you can do whole figures, but you can do kind of like, seated figures, and you can add a few more features as well. Okay, great. Thank you.